All right, we are live. We are live. Here we go. What's up, you guys? Man, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. Oh, snap. There he is.
What up?
What's up, player?
Shit, man. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Back. Yeah, how's your day, man?
Man, I love Wednesday, man. Wednesday and most Sundays I love.
Yeah.
I get to just fuck around on YouTube most of the day. Got some errands I gotta do, but my wife, I gotta pick her up from the grocery store here in a minute, but I'm good
Okay.
for now.
Man, for everybody that doesn't know, this is Danny from Birdman Drugstores. He just got monetized, fully monetized, doing big things. How many subs do you got right now?
18 and change.
Okay. 1,800. Damn, bro. Congrats, man. Congratulations.
Thanks. I remember being at like 100 and 200. I was like, I'm never getting to 1,000. It was so demoralizing. You know, like a good junkie, I'd wake up every morning and I would go check the YouTube studio. How many people watch my videos? What's my watch time like? Did I gain any subscribers to get closer to 1,000? And nothing ripped my bird heart out of my bird chest, as I like to say. Then when you wake up in the morning and you went like backwards, minus a subscriber, like -2, I would be in shambles the whole day.
Man, I feel that, dude. I feel that, man. So with everything going on right now, man, how do you feel your sobriety is? Like how what's keeping you pushing forward?
Well, I had a good test. I had a good test that I really didn't want to have such a good test last week. As hey, my wife keeps beeping in. I gotta go pick her up. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Continue
All right.
on. Sorry, she keeps calling me because I gotta pick her up. Bad timing. Fuck.
All right. Yeah, man. Just wanted to just go live. Might be doing a live reaction right now, but I might as well check in with you guys. It's been about I think it's been about 5 days since I hopped on YouTube, man. A lot going on behind the scenes. Just doing business stuff, same old stuff. Do the same stuff every day. That's why I pretty much didn't start a like a eBay reselling YouTube channel. So, because I do the same stuff every day, and in order to succeed with those type of videos, man, you got to do a lot of editing. That takes a lot of time, and so I'm still trying to get my store, my eBay store, where I want it. Right? Still, it's a growing process, and I think when it comes to this type of business, um, I don't know if I will ever be satisfied, like at that final point. Um, and I think for me, that's basically how I am with everything, right? Like, could always be doing something better. Could always be going harder, in certain situations. So let me see here. Here he is.
All right, sorry,
There.
I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my wife. I figured you guys could come with. I didn't
Right
mean
on.
to mess your stream up there, but it was
Oh,
bad
no,
timing. My bad.
you're good, man. I was just talking about what I've been doing the past 5 days. How um, I've been trying to put together a video of what my addiction has taught me about business, right? How how like I'm using what I've learned in my addiction, like the patterns, the behavior type stuff. And there's so much I've learned, and there's so much that correlates between, addiction and business, you know. And
Yeah,
so
there
I'm
is.
trying to put that video together, as far as like being stubborn and like that full on energy. Like there's so many things, man. And I want it to be a good video. So I'm
Well, man,
still
I would say, what do you think about, you're a YouTuber now. You know what I'm saying? A new YouTuber just starting out. Um, I mean, how do you compare your like a drug addiction to? I get addicted to YouTube shit, the studio, the analytics, the
Yeah,
views, all that shit. I mean,
yeah.
do you see a correlation between those two? Maybe you're not as bad as I am, but I'm all over that YouTube studio like literally every day. It's sick.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was actually thinking about that because I have a reselling IG account, you know, and it's called Flippin' 520. It's primarily posts about like reselling, community oriented, all like the vintage t-shirts I find and stuff like that. So I've been posting more on that like within this week, and been interacting more with that community again, because once I started YouTube, my full focus was on that. And now that I've been you know, paying attention to more of
Can't wait to ask you about a period.
there we go. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I just been focusing on that, and that kind of like just keeps my attention away um from YouTube. So but yeah, I'm back, man. I'm back. So yeah, I agree, man. I agree. You know, once you get your mind focused, and like once something kind of like stimulates your mind and all that, you know, you go full force with it. So I
When you
agree.
went on, when you haven't posted a video these past few days, you know, some people if they don't post a video for like a decent amount of days, start to think of it's a drug channel, recovery channel. You start thinking, oh man, I hope he's all right. But I'll tell you what, you're so solid in your fucking day to day and your discipline and your accountability that I didn't have that thought at all that you were out there fucking up or relapsing. And I also know that if you were to get those fucked up thoughts out, you got my cell phone number. I know that you would reach out to me, call me, or at least text me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I would like to think that, but I know me, man. Like, if I wouldn't tell anybody, but you know, I always preach, give myself a chance. So I would like to think I would reach out if I came to that situation. But I like my behavioral patterns, man. Like, I never did that. You know, I never did that.
That
And
doesn't mean that you can't do it moving forward. These are that's one of the
yeah,
changes that I think you would have to make for the long run.
yeah, yeah. So like, if I ever get in that situation, man, I only hope I'd reach out, because that can make a difference, man. You know, somebody, you know, it could definitely make a difference, man. So, but yeah, you know, yeah, that's why I've been trying to post a lot on the Righteous Monkey IG account. Been trying to post like random stuff on my community page just to let people know still alive, still focused, still breathing. Um, and if you guys are interested, like more behind the scenes, like eBay, clothing type stuff, check me out on Flippin' 520. I'll post it in here if you have IG. So
So flipping 520, that's like your business page.
and that's the what is it called? The my IG account. So it's all clothing.
Oh, that's IG. Okay, a different IG
Yeah,
account. I got it.
yeah, a different IG account. Basically, just all clothing.
Yo, it's
Marlene,
100 degrees out here right now, dude. It's 100 degrees. But I was in my air conditioned fucking, you know, apartments. My wife jams the air conditioner on full blast and fucking came out the house in a hoodie, and that was a fucking bad move.
how hot is it? How hot is it out there?
My car says 99 right now. It says outside 99.
Oh, okay. Marlene, welcome. She says, checking in from Philly. Glad you guys are having this conversation. It's important. I agree, man. I mean, I originally was going to do a reaction to Bird's story, one of his videos. And then I am going to do that. But, you know, while I have you on, we might as well just chop it up till you get busy. But it is, man. You know, I don't know, man. Like, once I get focused on something, it's kind of hard to focus on something else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like when I first started the YouTube, I was fully focused. And then like a week ago, you know, I started focusing more along the like the business IG account. And that became my focus for a little bit. And then I had to check myself. Maxine, what's up? Yeah, so I had to check myself. I'm like, all right, you know, like I'm trying to balance more things on my plate right now. Hey, there it is.
Yo, I mean,
Yeah,
Righteous Monkey sent me this shirt from his eBay business because it's got birds on it.
yeah.
Rock this shit all the time, yo. Good looking out. I didn't even realize I
Love
had
it.
it on until right now. I took off the hoodie. I'm like, oh shit, I'm wearing
Yeah.
the Righteous Monkey present.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I find Tony Hawk stuff all the time, dude.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Righteous One.
Yeah.
When's the last time that you were seriously triggered? Like if we're gonna say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not triggered at all, and 10 being you're essentially on the way to the trap, but you're not there yet, but you're on the way. When's the last time you've been triggered anywhere past, say, a 5?
Oh man. Man, honestly, I would say like right when I got to rehab. Right when I got to rehab. I mean, the only time I think about using or drinking any of that stuff, um, or I'm sorry, like the only time I have those type of thoughts is usually alcohol related. I could be driving, I'm like, fuck, good weather, a good song, Little Wayne. That always like I used to get high a lot. I used to smoke my H a lot to Little Wayne, but yeah, like just random thought of alcohol, like a nice freaking beer sounds good right now, or from having chicken wings. But I would say rehab would probably been the last strongest urge I've ever had, as of recent.
So rehab. Were you thinking about leaving the rehab to leave and get high? Take me to that day then.
I can't say I thought about it. One of the most dangerous situations, like a day or two prior to rehab, was I went to detox, and after 24 hours you have to check out. So I checked out. I had to wait a couple hours, and then you have to recheck back in. So that situation is really dangerous for people because they're in a vulnerable situation. So they would want to they're trying to get in detox. They're trying to get better, at least for that situation. They might not have nowhere to go. So if you kick them out and they have 2 hours, they could just be like, screw this, man. So that I wish they would do something about that. That was back in 20, I don't even know, like 2018, I think it was. I don't remember the last time. But but yeah, man. I'm just thankful I haven't been in that situation,
That's
recently.
pretty solid, man.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like a lot of people get triggered a lot less than I do. I'm like I walk around naturally triggered to want to get high.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean,
but I've trained myself not to actually go out and finish out the evil game plan. I have safety, I guess safety nets and like emergency off switches to cut the power to me going to get high. But I think about it, pretty often.
Yeah, man. I know for a fact, I'm thinking the chances would be higher if I weren't on methadone. I've mentioned before, the methadone cut all of that out. I was unstoppable. I was stealing money from my mom, took her checkbook, went on a nice little run, a daily run, stole over $3,000. And I wasn't affected by it. I knew it was bad, but in my mind, I was like, screw it. I'll deal with that later. I hope she doesn't call the cops. But once the methadone came into my system, all of that just stopped. And if that's what it takes, if that's what it took for me to keep my ass out of jail, keep from breaking my mom's heart, then hey, I'll be on methadone as long as I need to, man. A long freaking time. I've been partying since I was 18 years old, started with weed, all that crap. But man, that's crazy, man. Just going back to those days, But I thank God, whoever, I thank the righteous monkey gods that at least it's methadone that saved my life, But
yeah, I think the methadone really does help you guys not get triggered, because someone else who says that they're rarely triggered is always my friend Tony from my hometown, whose videos you enjoy. Check him out on YouTube. Shameless plug for my boy there. Sorry. But Yeah, he's been on methadone for years, right? I have differing opinions on it than he does, or than you do, or even Chicago Dave. You guys are all on methadone. It keeps you from getting triggered. I feel like I get triggered way more than you guys, and I think the reason might be because you guys are on methadone. So it's almost like you know that you can't really get high, but if you really wanted to, you could. I don't know, man. It's complicated, I guess.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Last time I smoked weed, I was super paranoid, man. But
When was that?
man, like maybe a few years. No, it was like maybe 2000 before I caught my case. So maybe 20 between 2009 2010. Just randomly decided to smoke, take like a few hits from the bong. Was like super paranoid, thinking about some weird stuff, and then just left my cousin's house, and then
No, that was it.
yeah, that was it. I was like, I gotta go, bro. I was too in my head. I was like, fuck weed, bro. This shit's
Righteous,
making
put me on the clock. Give me 5 minutes. My wife is coming out I have to help her load the groceries and bring them upstairs back to our apartment. I live right close by, so
all
if
right.
you're still on in 5 minutes, I'll hop back on. I gotta help her. It's fucking 100 degrees out there. I can't have her doing it.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah. We are live. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Like I said, I was gonna do originally I was gonna do a reaction. And but yeah, Bird was in the house, so sent him the link. And yeah, so we're just chopping it up, man. But yeah, like I said, just been fully focused on my store, trying to tailor it down to exactly where I want it. I want it to be as healthful as possible. Q4 is around the corner, so it's going to be my biggest year, and looking to get my own spot beginning of next year. So looking forward to that. Been doing a lot of research on that, and yeah, man, life is good. Let's see. Tony says, "Yo, how do people steal from their family and friends? That's wild to me. I lucked out big time with my old crew and circle." Yeah, man. I think I don't know. I was speaking to a doctor one time, and they were saying like when I tell them how I feel, soon as I wake up, just the type of withdrawals and like the intensity of it. They were saying like my body is somewhat sensitive to the withdrawals. I don't know if that's true. I don't even know what that means, right? All I know is withdrawals suck. I'm sure the majority of people who've done opiates got hooked on them. They know what I'm talking about. So when I was faced with those situations, man, like I immediately went to the first person. When I'd be broke and desperate, I would just be going to the nearest lick, right? And just do what it takes to get what I needed at that time. Whether it's money, jewelry, clothing, I could go to the pawn shop or I could go to one of the stores here and just sell those clothes and just for $10, dude, just to get well real quick. And that's how desperate I was, man. Just that whole desperation right there. It's ugly, man. Like I am a total different person, man. I was dirtbag monkey back then, man. Um, and it's pretty embarrassing to think about, but I'm just glad where I'm at, dude. All that is in the past. Um, and yeah, like I was talking to Bird about, I'm trying to think of a video, put a video together as to um, what either business taught, yeah, what my addiction taught me about business. So trying to put that video together about, I think it'll be pretty good. There's so many key factors in active addiction, and there's so many different attitudes, behaviors, and stuff that correlate with business. And I noticed that in myself, you know. Um, I guess like in regards to an update in my sobriety, um, I have a lot going on in my head. I think a lot about my situation. I still can't get over the fact, like it occasionally pops in my head, just like a random thought of alcohol or using, just the fact that, 42 and I'm still trying to get my life together, get my situation together. I really don't have much to show from my age other than another day clean. I have some healthy dogs. Um, I got a car, and I got this business. I recently paid taxes on that. I hate taxes, but I had to do it. I want everything to be top notch. I want everything to be running as smooth as possible. You know, I don't know where I was going with that. Hitting licks while in the midst of fent withdrawal used to be my least favorite pastime. Do you know if you're do you know if people who are on 100% fentanyl and then they go to detox or Suboxone or methadone clinic, do you know if that takes away their fentanyl withdrawals? I always wondered that. That I don't know. But but yeah. Sorry, actual physical and mental health is what matters above all else. Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yo, I was telling my wife how terrible I feel. I said I just ruined Righteous Monkey's whole live stream because
Nah, dude. This is better content. I mean, I love just talking. It feels good to get. I work by myself, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I get lonely sometimes. So like I'm always in my head. You know what I mean? So it's good to just talk it out and stuff. Um, I was just talking about, the state of my recovery right now. It's kind of hard to consider myself in recovery because I don't go to meetings, like typical AA and A recovery. Like I don't know if the phrase is a dry drunk, like I'm not drinking, but like I'm just getting along, I'm on like methadone is my recovery, doing
think
these
still be
videos.
a dry drunk. I think, but I don't think they have their own term for drugs. But it'd be like a dry drunk. You're not getting high, but you're maybe not working through steps, or maybe you're not working on yourself like you would be if you were doing one of those programs and working the steps, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. After my sponsor died, I just kind of veered off, the 12 steps. He
How did
was
he
like,
die?
what's that?
I didn't know your sponsor ever died. How did
Yeah.
he die?
Yeah, he died from pneumonia. He was 80 some years old, I think 83 or something like that. He was in the Korean War, this OG black dude from Chicago. And yeah, he just randomly got sick and died, man. And I got as far as the fifth step. I finished the fourth. We met up, talked a little bit, and then boom, sometime after that.
That fifth
Uh,
step is a bitch.
yeah, dude. That was like the most vulnerable I ever got. It's crazy.
Is that where you make? Tell me the fifth step. It's been a long time since I worked the steps with a sponsor. It's been years since I was in
Yeah.
the sober house and all that. I know. I remember the fifth step was like one of the biggest ones, and people like get scared that they're about to do it. And lots of people would stop doing the steps when they got to the fifth. Was fifth the inventory? What is the fifth step? I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, the fourth is the inventory. So you gather all the resentments, you write those down, and then the fifth is when you get with your sponsor, and then you address those. You just lay them all out. So you just vent them all out, man.
I mean, I do my fifth step on my channel every fucking night almost. I feel.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Between methadone and this YouTube channel, man, like it's working for me. Like methadone, like solved the addiction part of me. So that's what's working for me, man. Staying busy, just staying busy, dude. But
Is it okay to work your own program?
yeah, yeah. Like the people in the rooms may frown on it, and I get it. The first year, dude, it was very crucial. It's very crucial to have a routine. So if your rehab is taking you to these meetings, whatever it takes, it's always good. It might not be for everybody, but it's just something to think about. There's smart recovery as well. I think I might need some videos on that too. I never done it, but it's pretty cool. It's like more practical, you know. It's more
Did you
practical.
ever hear in the meetings, Righteous One? I'm sure you've heard this. You've been to plenty of meetings just like I have. Have you ever heard about, it was mostly an NA meeting, but I've also heard it in AA where be careful of somebody that it was shoplifting the program, right? Have you ever heard that term before? Shoplifting from the program?
Mm, I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well, wow. All right. So, fun fact, I'm going to teach you a new AA/NA catchphrase right now.
Yeah.
So what that means is basically you go to AA or NA, whichever, doesn't matter. You go to AA, for example, you go there, you do the steps with a sponsor, you're feeling better, you know, you're working again, maybe you get your wife back, maybe you get your kids back, whatever situation is, maybe everything is looking, you know, back on the up and up for your life, right? And you're like, all right, that was awesome. Thanks, AA. And then peace out. You fucking take off and just go like live life, right? That is like frowned upon, and it's known in the recovery community as shoplifting from the program. Now, I will tell myself I am guilty of shoplifting from the program. I went there. I learned a bunch of shit that I use in my everyday life. I still pray every morning. I got relapse prevention. I learned a lot. So I took all the things that I learned that helps me, but there's a lot of bullshit that comes along in those same rooms that I disagree with and wanted nothing to do with. The judgmental shit, the old timer that's 13 stepping on the side, but when he's on the podium, he's acting like he's Jesus Christ himself. Stuff like that, faking the funk, we would call it, right? So,
Yep.
you know, shoplifting from the program would be you go there, you get your life all set, and then you just fucking you bounce and just go live life.
That's yeah, man. That's probably what it looks like to some of those people. I was pretty close with some of the people. Went to 6:45 in the morning. We had a meeting every day, and then all of a sudden I just stopped going, you know. So I recently went there like a few months ago, checked in with some people. It was cool, and then I haven't been back since. So, but I'm not tripping about it, man. I'm good. I am good, you know. But I still could be doing more. You know, there's always things we could do, and I still could be doing more. But I'm satisfied with where I'm at. You know, try not to put too much pressure on myself because you know life's still somewhat fragile. But
Although, and I want to say this here on the Righteous Monkey channel for anybody that might watch my channel as well. You know, now that I've reached the monetization phase, you know what I would prefer other than super chats or things of that nature for anybody out there is what I try to do. And I've done it from day one of my channel 3 years ago. Is been trying to always raise funds for my old program, my old sober house. I did the steps of AA. That was the foundation of my whole life that I'm currently living. I'm like living a dream. And the beginning part of that dream, the steady foundation, the bricks on the bottom in the foundation was MJD, Michael J. Dias Sober House in Springfield, Mass. If anybody ever wants to donate to my channel, whether it be the Righteous One, has been the first donation of all time was the Righteous One. And man, you made my night that night. I couldn't believe it. Just another love. I can't believe somebody donated to my stupid YouTube channel. You know, it must be getting through to something. But what I would prefer from anybody out there is you can donate right online to the MJD house. Go just MJD Sober House, Springfield, Mass. And I prefer anything. I'd rather it go to them than to me. I've raised over $1,200 for them since I've been doing the channel. Most of it was when I was doing a small business. We would take a couple of dollars or $1 or $2 from each candle sale and donate it right off the top to that program. I also did a Facebook Live one day where I just had people donate, and all that money went right to that program. Also, I'm into them for over $1,200 that I've been able to donate back to that program, and that's what I prefer doing with my channel. I have a job that pays my bills. I appreciate anybody that does support the channel and wants to send me money. You know, people work hard for their money, so I prefer it to be put to better use. Which would be the program that's saved and forever changed my life that I owe my current life to. I owe having a wife, my job, my kitty cats, my rescue cats. I sound like a bitch right there. I said kitty cats, but I said
it. So what is it about the sober living that you decided to donate some funds to?
I love that house. It's a kid from my hometown from Ludlow. And I used to actually I bought pot off him a couple of times, nothing big, maybe a 20-year bag or like an eighth, you know, way back in the day. He shot himself in the head years ago. I can't remember the exact year, but the sober house has been open for years. Basically, he got into opiates, he got into perks, and he also was doing steroids. So he went away to college, he was selling perks, selling weed, but then he started doing perks, doing steroids, had some type of mental breakdown or something. You know how it gets when the pill game gets running. He couldn't deal with it. He was in his boy's driveway, went out there. He had a heater for protection because he was selling, he was hustling, so he wanted a gun. Shot himself in the head in his boy's driveway. Yo, his mom, who's a Portuguese lady from my hometown, was actually friends with my mom, my elderly Portuguese mom. Like they know each other. It's a small, tight knit Portuguese community. And she opened a sober house under his name to help because there's a lot of drug addicts that were coming out of that town. It's because that crooked doctor I told you about. Not the one I had on my channel. I'm not calling him the crooked doctor. I'm talking about the one from Ludlow, Mass. that I mentioned before. You got the whole town fucked up on drugs. And this lady who lost her son, instead of having a pity party about it, you know, she raised funds and opened a sober house. Now they have 3 sober houses under that umbrella.
Wow. And they're still functioning, still going?
Yeah, they went from 1. When I was there, it was just 1. But they had just, when I was there 5 years ago, I was like the house manager, they had purchased 2 more properties that they were going to make into further transitional housing. For example, the house I was at, there was just 1 at the time. You graduate there, then you got to figure it out. Now they have a better structure where you go there, the newcomer goes there when you're fresh out of the rehab. You know, you got your bed at the sober house, you're all gun-ho, and you go to that initial house. Now you stay there for maybe 8 months, maybe 12, maybe 16 months, as long as you need to stay, essentially, within reason. Then they'll have another transition house where, yeah, maybe you're paying a little bit more rent, but now everybody gets their own bedroom. You get less restrictions and more freedom, but not complete freedom. Because lots of times in the sober house, I'm sure you can attest to this, when people leave there and get complete freedom, and I did this myself, they crash and burn because they need the structure for longer amount of time.
Facts, bro. Facts. I was talking to my cousin today. His younger brother is in active addiction, and I was talking to him a little bit about rehab, and I told him like one of the longer the better when it comes to rehab. I wasn't there for 4 months, dude. I think mentally I was ready by month 3, but 4 months, the longer the better. I had to accept the fact that I wasn't going to be going home or anywhere for 4 months, and I just had to submit, you know, hand the reins over to the righteous gods. And that kind of got me through it, man. Rehab for 4 months.
Damn. But I mean, when you were in the rehab, were you also at that time saying the longer the better? Because anytime I've ever been in rehab, it was like, when do I get out of here? I'm ready. I'm ready now. It'd be like day 2. I'm like, I'm ready to graduate. And they're like, motherfucker, you're on day 2 of 60. I'm like, oh.
Man, I went there detoxing still. I went there sick, dude. I was so sick and tired of myself. I was like,
detox to get into the rehab, because where I'm from, it's you have to detox or you can't even get into a rehab because you'll be like a bad apple and you might spoil the bunch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had to be fully detoxed, but I had to keep it low, like low key.
I see.
Yeah, so I didn't participate in much of the groups. You know, I just went to go to the groups, go to chow, and then go back to go lay down, stay hydrated. And I was so pissed off and disgusted with myself, man. I made myself do 100 push-ups every day. And then they had a workout room there, so that was a plus, man. And yeah, it felt good, man. So that's one thing that's kind of kicking myself in the ass right now, mentally and physically, is I need to get back in the gym. But I keep saying that, man. I keep saying that, and the day goes by, and yeah. So screw that. I just gotta do that.
When I even left my Xbox there, I kind of donated to the house. I'm like, well, I'm moving away to like hopefully live happily ever after. I'm fucking out of this whole state. So I purchased while I was there, and they let us set up an Xbox like in the basement. And I'm like, all right. I was like, I just donated to the house because I'm not gonna need it. It wasn't even like the newest generation. It was like maybe one generation overdue, 1 generation old. You know, it wasn't new, But in a sober house, if you got an Xbox that's like only one generation old, you're living pretty well. We're down there playing Madden, NFL. We're down there playing FIFA soccer in the basement, and everybody loved it. It really was made for great camaraderie. We're on curfew like on a Friday night, get home from the meeting we all go to. Everyone gets home for curfew. There's nothing to do. Everyone kind of shoots off and gets on social media. But instead of that, we would rally up and go in the basement and have Madden tournaments and have FIFA soccer tournaments. And we had, I had some of the best times of my whole entire life at that program with the camaraderie. The thing that made it different than I've been to another sober house prior, and it was totally different. I hated that place kind of. This place, what made it different was the camaraderie, and it really made you feel like family. And when I was in that sober house, I wasn't talking to my family yet. They were still pretty pissed at me. I had no communication to them for a long while. I sat there in that sober house with no family for a while after jail and on probation, and everybody was really skeptical if I was going to make it because I had never made it before. And the camaraderie and family type atmosphere of the Michael J. Diaz house is something I'll never forget. It was one of some of the best times in my whole entire 39 years of life. I've had some shining moments here and there, and my time at that sober house was one of them.
God, it was so fun, man. Like just the independence. You're kind of somewhat newly sober, hanging out with a bunch of dudes. Like it's kind of like a frat house in a way, minus the girls and the alcohol. It's just fun, dude. I get it. You just joke around. All the guys are on the phone trying to pick up chicks. What I mean? It's just so fun to go.
We're all kids again. It's like we're all in junior high school. We're all gossiping and did you see so-and-so at the meeting? And did you hear the kid at the other sober house across town relapsed last week, but they didn't kick him out. They gave him a second chance, but they kicked out the other guy. They didn't give him a second chance, and they kicked him right out. Isn't that fucked up, Birdman? I'd be like, yo, that is fucked up. And, I had my best friend in that program. He was a house manager with me. He knew me very well. That he said, Birdman, who are you kidding? Once you get out of here and go get back in the car business, I believe you'll stay clean off of hardcore drugs. But he goes, you're definitely going to smoke weed again. And I thought he was crazy. I was brainwashed with the AA. I'm like, no. I'm like step one and tradition 3 and all this shit. And motherfucker, he hit the nail right on the head. He was right. But that's my harm reduction.
Man, how soon after you left sober living did you start smoking weed?
Or I was still gun ho not to resort back to my old ways. When I left the sober house, I was about a year and a half clean and sober. The AA way with the steps and a sponsor. I did all the work and all that shit. Through the program, they encourage it. So when I left there, I had about a year and a half clean. I moved down to South now, North Carolina, and I got, I didn't go to as many meetings, but I still was going to meetings. I wanted to keep my routine. I'm like, well, I can't fuck up now. I already came that far. I didn't want to start over again. So I really honed in. I didn't want to start smoking weed right away. I got my 2-year AA coin at a local meeting here, right next to my old apartment down here. And it was legit. I got my legit 2-year AA coin by the book. But soon after that, just life was starting to get at me. And I was ready to hit the eject button. And I wanted to do coke one night. I was fantasizing about doing blues. I'm like, there's not even probably blues anymore. We're gonna find blues. Well, and then my mind's well, if you can't find blues, we could always find some dope in the ghetto. You know where the ghettos are. The ghettos are all over down here. It's a big city. And my mind started fucking getting crazy. I was back, in the car business. So I'm like, I could afford a little dope. And I was triggered one day and I had a bad day at work. My boss yelled at me and a customer canceled the deal. And maybe my wife now, but girlfriend at the time, maybe we weren't seeing eye to eye in some things in the beginning where I was ready to say, fuck it, hit the eject button after all that hard work and go do some drugs. But I used my fucking tools like they fucking taught me in the relapse prevention packets in those numerous rehabs we've been to. Yo, fuck that. You gotta fucking do. Anybody can say the shit on YouTube and come on here and read off a book and list the 12 steps of AA and sound like they know what they're talking about. Everybody knows what a hammer is, but half these motherfuckers won't take out the hammer when the job calls for a hammer, and they'll go out and get a bag of dope. I don't agree with that shit, and I'm hard on it because the shit ain't a game. We've all lost a lot of friends, and I take this shit serious. So what I did was I used the fucking tools that I learned. I got a PhD in this drug game. I was a junkie for years. So are you. We know what the fuck we're talking about. I'm not some fucking amateur up here having a recovery channel that fucking did fucking crack last week or did dope the week before that. This is real life. I'm not trying to point people in the wrong fucking direction. And I tell people that I don't recommend someone that's newly sober to smoke weed. I do not recommend that. I recommend that if they're going to do what I did, it might not have to be 2 years. That might be even a little bit, long, on the long side of things. But you definitely gotta have over a year clean and sober, by the book, no bullshit, no slip ups. And then maybe you can try the marijuana maintenance program if you have a solid foundation, if you have a solid network, if you have someone they can call if you feel like you want to do more than weed one day.
What is it about the weed that did you know for a fact that would help, or you're just like, screw it, I'm not going to do this, but let me try the weed? Did you know, like, what is it about the weed that kind of intrigued you? Like, it's less harmful or less stigma?
I had the same feeling. My first ever overdose, which landed me in the 5-day coma, the Tom Brady Deflategate night, way back in the day. I had gotten kicked out of the sober house, but not for drugs, for like not doing my chores or paying someone to do my chores, really. Mm-hmm. And I relapsed like a week after I got kicked out of the sober house on heroin. But I remember getting out of work at the dealership up in near Boston that day, Framingham, Mass, actually, to be technical. Getting out of the dealership that day and being like, man, I'm kicked out of the sober house. I'm like, just the thought that I had no more drug tests that I was having to go home to triggered me. I'm like, oh my God, no more drug tests? I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I can cover it up if I want to. And I had a bad day at work and I said, hey, I'm going to fucking smoke a joint and then go home after work. However, the person whose apartment I moved into doesn't smoke weed and is against drugs, which is why I wanted to move in there, because it was a safe environment. The kid barely drinks. And I wanted to fucking smoke a joint that day just to calm down. Like you said, what do I use it for? I wanted to calm down, relax, right? I want to listen to some music, maybe play some video games, nothing crazy. But I'm like, well, if I go back there, the weed nowadays is stanky. It ain't no fucking 1992 weed where it doesn't smell. It smells strong. I smoke strong weed. You can smell it. I didn't want to go back there smelling like weed and then he kicks me out. So get this. Guess what my addict mind told me? Go ahead, guess. Take a guess. You know I'm ending up in a 5-day coma soon, so
Yeah. Man, I don't know.
If I can't go home after smoking a joint because I'm scared that he'll smell it on me, or if my eyes get really red, or if I'm eating too many potato chips and I'm afraid he'll kick me out because I told him I wouldn't do no drugs, even weed, when I was there, right? What doesn't smell?
Edibles. Vodka.
No, this is kind of before the edibles craze. Edibles were as prevalent as they are now. There were no dispensaries yet. This is more recreationalized. So like no, not gummies. If that would have been a good option, but that option wasn't really available this far back in time. What would put me in a coma that doesn't smell like anything?
Oh man. Pills.
Close. Heroin. If I sniff a line of heroin and I go home, he's not going to. If he says I look tired, I'll tell him, yeah, I'm tired. We worked a long day at the dealership. Of course I look tired. You're tired too, aren't you? So I figured if some heroin, he wouldn't smell it on me and he would not know that I relapsed and got high. So I decided not to smoke the weed, and I talked myself into getting some dope for the first time. 4 months clean and sober, I sniffed a $60 Tony Montana line of heroin, and it fucking landed me in the ICU for 5 days with shit hooked up in my nose and all that shit. Fucking coma, yo. So that's why I was like, well, this time I'm not going to go do heroin. I might as well just go smoke the fucking weed.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say H.
My wife about it, dude. I called her about it because I was in shambles. I was like, oh my God, something crazy is going to happen, you know? And in my mind, I'm like, it's about that time to fucking destroy your life, Bird. You know, the whispers are coming. It's been too long already. You made it further than you thought you could, and I thought it might be done for. And I called my wife. I said, honey, I'm calling you before I do anything, but I'm gonna get like an eighth of bud and smoke a blunt tonight. And she was all nervous and worried. Boy, let me tell you, she was freaking out. Danny, you told me that if you ever smoked weed again, that it wouldn't be enough, and you go right back to drugs and heroin. Because I was preaching that AA shit when I was more AA type brain. So she believed it, you know, rightfully so. And so she got really nervous that this was going to trigger the beginning of my drug relapse, where I would dive back into the narcotics.
Man,
Not been the case. It was over 3 years ago.
I'm sure you and her have had a lot of discussions about it. And as time goes, that's the only thing that I think that would make her feel comfortable, because you could say anything, we could say anything, we could talk the best game, like, hey, I'll be fine, don't worry about it, just blah 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 blah. But I think time is like her watching you do good, do fine, not act weird. I think that's the only thing. I'm
Yeah,
glad it worked. I'm glad it worked.
Williams knew the correct answer.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
couldn't get, come on, man. It's so obvious, right? Just
I
what
said,
that would
I
put
said
me.
H. Yeah, I said H, but I was like, I was a smoker, so I was like, that smells. Smoking the H smells. So that's, I thought about it, but I was like, that kind of smells, because you know what I mean? Did all that shit. Did all that.
H, there would be a smell. It'd be the same problem, almost as if the weed I would have. The weed's gonna stick onto my clothes. I'm guessing that the heroin smell or crack smoke or any type of smoke is gonna get on your clothes, and then the cat will be out of the bag per se. But that's why I didn't want to repeat the mistake that I had made, because I was 4 months clean and sober. I thought I was gonna get it that time. I had all the confidence in the world. I was about to take off. My life was gonna be happy, happier ever after.
Yep.
Happily.
Yep.
But I thought I was on my way, man. But then all of a sudden I ended in a coma. Then I ended in another run that lasted over a year with multiple more overdoses and all the chaos that turned into my YouTube channel stories now. But it's fun to look back and talk about them. It wasn't fun living. I'll tell you right now. Don't look at my channel and go, "Oh man, it doesn't like it was a nightmare." Don't get it fucked up.
Man, check this out, man. I haven't had a dream in so long. It was actually a nightmare, right? Last night I had the randomest dream, dude, that this girl right here, Sadie, I had a dream I was at someone's house and that she was choking on something. So somebody came inside, told me, hey, so Sadie's choking, right? So I went outside and I saw her like choking on something. There was like people around her, and before I approached her in the dream, that's when I woke up. Terrible dream, huh, Sadie? Scared the shit out of me, dude. I'm usually too tired, by the end of the day to even dream, but it just random dream, man.
What about the drug dreams? Remember when you're fresh in rehab? When I was getting to like a week or 2 weeks clean and sober, most of the time like in detox or in rehab or whatnot, I would always get drug dreams, like, because I like my short-term memory would come back, because you can't smoke weed or you can't do other drugs. So I was starting to always get drug dreams, and I would always remember my dream from the night before. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I remember my dreams now. It would always happen like in rehab. Did that happen to you?
The using dreams?
Yeah, but it's always like a week or 2 weeks into it when your mind clears out, and then I start drug dreams. Not only I would remember in vivid detail the prior night's drug dream.
Oh, wow. No, the only dream I've ever had more than once is a dream of me flying. Like I'd be at a park talking with some friends. I'm like, hey, you guys want to see this? And then, I would like not dream, but I'd start flying stuff, random stuff. But in regards to using dreams, when was the last time you had a using dream?
I don't remember my dreams anymore.
So long, right? Yeah, so long.
I don't remember my dreams anymore for the most part.
Yeah.
Wonder what it could be.
My dreams has always been like weird scenarios. Nothing like demons or dragons like that, like some people say. But in regards to using dreams, I only used once. There have been multiple times there'd be times where I'd pick up, right? And then place out the foil, throw something on it, and then the dream would stop. The dream would just stop. But the only time I used was it was a dream where I used some white, some snow. And then I actually did it in the dream. And you wake up, you feel I woke up in a panic, like, oh shit, did I just use? Like I felt dirty inside.
Usually it ends when you're about to sniff.
Yeah. I mean, all my heroin related dreams always stopped right before. I would either pick up and stop or place the black on the foil, and then right before I would smoke it, that's when the dream would stop, man.
Well, I had a vivid dream about well, I think it was a warning dream about me relapsing down here in North Carolina, relapsing, overdosing, dying. And I had a bird's eye view of a helicopter of basically me going back up to Massachusetts, like in a box. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a warning dream. And I hope I just passed that point with the passing of my friend, because I was triggered. I really wanted to get high. I almost got high on Friday. That's the closest I've came to getting high in probably like 3 years since I started smoking weed. Yeah, I started smoking weed 3 years ago. Out of the 7+ years, I've been off the shit since jail. So the first 2 years was AA by the book, and then the next 5 years, I said 3 years. It's actually 5 years I've been burning out. Time flies when you're smoking blunts, I guess. But this drug dream, I might have already heeded the warning shot of that dream. I feel like that dream was a warning shot, and I think the time frame of it was this past week with the passing of my friend, because I really wanted to get high. And I think if I had, I would have been going back to Massachusetts like in a box. And I think it was a warning sign that I might have already overcome, or maybe not. Maybe it's still around the corner. I hope not.
Yeah, man, I was so happy and thankful that you reached out. You called me the other day when you were trying to find the AA meeting. That is something I never did, dude. I never reached out like, hey, I'm in this situation, I need help. When I was in that situation, I was fully focused on getting high, and you gave yourself a chance, dude. you know that is freaking awesome. Like, I wish the world could have seen that.
The toolbox that we're talking about.
Yep.
I'm supposed to reach out to you and tell you that I'm getting pissed off that I can't find a fucking meeting, and I'm trying. You know, who else am I going to call and tell that to that would understand how mad I am? I'm going to call some normie out there. I'm going to call one of my fucking nerdy coworkers that doesn't know shit about drugs, and they're not going to. They're going to be like, you're fucking crazy. Come back to work.
Yeah. Man, did a PCU think about taking a step back?
Huh?
Like, you did a PCU think about using, like, before you picked up the phone and before you, like, right after you got in the car?
It's complicated. I would have had to like go to some random spot, go random ghetto, maybe get robbed. You know, I have enough time where I don't know everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any dope dealers down here. I'd have to go find one, and usually that's the time that I need to fucking do something and take out one of the tools in the toolbox, dude. Usually that's just the amount of time I need. Where if I was back in my home area, fuck, dude, I'd be like, hey, and be there in fucking 2 minutes, you know, or whatever.
Man, I used to think that location didn't matter. I used to think up here mattered, but it's a lot easier. I've done a lot of dirt here in Tucson, and I was able to recover, right? Get this far. But it's a lot easier if you're out of your location. Just like you said, it would have been a lot easier for you to get high if you were in town. Like, chances would have been a little higher. But
yeah, there's no geographical cure. That's the thing. Well, I'm saying
exactly.
that it can help to get out of that environment where every corner is a bad memory or a trigger or someone you fucked over or someone you owe money to from 10 years ago or someone that you fucking street fought back in fucking 09 or whatever.
Yep.
It's good to get a fresh start, dude, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, sir. Jessica Jane says, we do recover. 100%, man. 100%. Marlene says, Birdman, that shows a lot of strength, growth. Proud of you. Absolutely, man. Like, I was like super impressed, and just the respect level skyrocketed, man. I'm like, Bird's doing it. He's not only talking it, he's doing it, man.
It's easy to talk. I could have talked it when I was fucking getting high every day on heroin back in 2013 and 2014. I could have talked about recovery back then too, and been one of these fucking assholes out here talking about it. I knew all the things that were in the books. I had enough look at recovery where I could parrot and repeat what I saw and act like I know what I'm talking about. But I didn't know my ass from my elbow, and I couldn't get the shit figured out. You know what I mean? So, I'll just talk about it. Talk is cheap. Rest in peace, DMX. Talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap, mother effer. Man. Hell yeah, man.
It takes a lot to do this shit, man. It's not for everybody. So anybody can do it, but few do. Lots of people can talk the talk, but walking the walk is a different thing. And I almost fell off the damn wagon myself. Only, what was that? Let's say Wednesday. less than a week ago. And then I would, oh my God, woo, I would take my channel down.
Yeah, dude, I hear you, man. It's amazing, man. Like I
I would
mentioned in one what's that?
I would have been asking for don't. No, I wouldn't take it down. I'm monetized for don't like fucking puke GTV and shit. Yo.
Yo, here's my Cash App powered by donations, baby.
Powered by donations.
Oh man, if I ever do that, something's wrong.
Yeah, dude. You say you don't normally call people. If you feel like you're gonna do some fucking some shit like that, you got my number. You got to use the fuck.
Absolutely,
Got to use the tool, dude.
absolutely, man. It's just so scary to think about what's out there, man. Like something is going on in this world where there's barely any H left. Like you said before, it's almost safer to be a heroin addict versus how it is nowadays, man. Like it's crazy, man. Like I'm not glorifying that statement, and I know you weren't, but it's true. Like that is safer than the freaking Fetty, you know?
Yeah.
It's
And
crazy.
all the new designer shit. They're always coming out with some new crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yo, but I'm gonna wrap up. I gotta spend some QT time with the wifey, right? Just want to thank you for having me on, brother.
Oh yeah, man. Always, man. It's good talking to you, man. We should do this at least once a week. Just chop it up. Talk
I mean,
business.
you know, hop on Wednesdays, my day off. You know, I love me some Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the reaction of your video tomorrow. So that'll be up. But this turned out great, man. Thanks for coming on.
Welcome back.
All right, brother. All right, guys. Yeah, so that was cool. Originally, welcome everybody, and thank you for being here. Jessica Jane, Marlene, Tony Yayo, Meg. Let's see here. Jessica Jane says I deleted all my social media except for YouTube 5 years ago. Started RGO recently. Fresh start. I hear you, man. I hear you. Sometimes you have to do that, right? You got to kind of like refresh, regroup, and just recenter yourself. You know, I know you got your family to attend to, so that's most important, man. There's really nothing good on social media anyway, man. It's entertainment. Marlene. Thank you, Righteous Monkey Bird, man. It was great. Yeah, it was cool, man. I originally was going to do a live reaction to one of his videos, but I sent him the link, and we decided to have a great conversation, man. And it feels good because like I said, I work from home primarily. I wear all the hats like within my business, so it's good to just talk. It's good to talk to people. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, like good meaningful conversations. That was cool too. And as I've said before, one of the reasons why I started this channel is to help, obviously, right? Like I naturally help, and and for me as well, just to get stuff off my chest, you know. Bird. He's from Massachusetts, but he lives in South Carolina at the moment. Bye, Meg. Have a good day. Thanks as always for stepping in. Weekly talks, 100%, man. I think it'll be good for both of us. You know, I like having talks, like actual conversations, man. Worked out nice, absolutely, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, yeah, tomorrow I will be doing a reaction to one of Bird's crazy videos. I may knock out just like a standard video in the morning, but yeah, we'll see. But tomorrow, yeah, I'll be back. As I said before, just focusing on the eBay business, prepping for Q4. It's going to be huge. It's going to be my biggest year. So I've been making sure everything is the way it should be with that. So that's why I've been MIA. No excuses, but that's what's been going on. So it feels good to be back, checking in with you guys. I know everybody could only hear recovery stuff for so long. You know what I mean? And and all that. I have a lot of stories, but it's kind of hard talking about certain things without like glorifying it, because I used to love getting hammered, man. Like, I am not gonna lie, I used to love getting hammered. I had a lot of fun in certain situations. You know what I mean? So, in regards to my stories and stuff, I like talking about what I've learned about those situations, and stuff that didn't work as well. Um, yeah, thank you, everybody. I will be there, Righteous Monkey. Stay safe, cool, peace out. Hell yeah. But yeah, this is a great live, man. Once again, thank you, Bird, for stopping by. Everybody, um, I consider you guys loyal uh, subscribers, right? Loyal friends, because you guys are always here. You guys are always commenting, and I'd rather have you solid people. I have like almost just shy of like 400 subscribers. Um, and they all watch when they can. We have we all have lives, right? Certain things going on, but I appreciate the people that comment um, and hop in the lives. Like, it's still really awkward for me to go live, so. But yeah, guys, thank you. We are 1 hour in. I'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to try and knock out a video in the morning and then do a reaction. So things are good. Still sober. Still sober. But yeah, thank you guys. I think this works as kind of a therapy for you and Bird. I think it's a positive outlet. 100%, man. This only can strengthen the recovery community, right? The YouTube recovery community. I call it the recovery ward. Omar's snoring right now. But yeah, I call it the recovery ward because there's so many different clicks on this thing, right? So many different things going on, so many blah, 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 blah. And yeah, it's funny. The recovery ward, the prison genre, they call it the YouTube yard. That means the YouTube yard, referred to as like the prison yard. So they call it the YouTube yard. I called the recovery genre the recovery ward because we're all some loonies, right? In our past life, and also one of let's see, maybe a few months ago, this guy reached out to me on Instagram. No, not Instagram. On via email, right? I put my email out there. I want people to reach out, and he sent me an email, and we kind of talked a little bit, and then he just stopped. Gave him my number. He sent me certain video of him under the influence, and I tried to reach out to him, man, but he never answered, so I hope he's all right. And there was somebody else that hit me up on Instagram. That went good. We talked a little bit. So yeah, if you guys, I'm gonna save this live as a video. I think it'll be really good for people to see, so I'm gonna upload it. And let's see if there's anything else. But yeah, if anybody else sees this, man, if you guys just want to talk, hit me up at righteousmonkeyofficial@gmail, on Instagram. Righteous Monkey, just Righteous Monkey there. If you guys want to see some back end stuff, like eBay and like clothing related, I have another IG account. I post more on there. Flipping 520. And yeah, that's like more behind the scenes stuff. I don't talk about recovery. I made one recovery post on the IG. I'm sorry, the Flipping 520 thing. Just basically voicing the fact that I'm an addict. That's a business owner. And I made a reel on Instagram. And I got a lot of positive feedback about that. So shared my channel with that outlet. And that's really not the place to talk about recovery, but I don't care, man. That's what's working for me, and people are liking that. So, but yeah, on that account, Flipping 520, that's a lot of behind the scenes, like eBay stuff. And also Righteous Monkey. I'm going to try and post more on there. But yeah, I'll be back. in the morning. And thank you guys for stopping by. And Meg, I love Omar as well. He's asleep right now. But thank you guys for stopping by. The Recovery Ward. And thanks for stopping by my channel, man. Another successful one. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening.